What's up, guys? It's your boy LGM, and today we are looking at how I went about mastering my new song, All I Am. You might be a bedroom producer just like myself, and I want to see if there might be some techniques or tips that I could give you that'll get you from point A to point B, sounding more and more professional with less work, big brain energy. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so now we are in the DAW. We're going to go ahead and scroll over to the stereo out bus. That's going to be the main thing that I use. Not a bus, a channel, my apologies. If you haven't seen my video on how I have made a template that's perfect for production, mixing, or mastering, go ahead and check that out. The link is going to be in the bio. But this is the way that I do everything. I have everything mastered, and we're just going to go down the chain really quickly. But pause, hold on. What is mastering? Maybe that's something you're asking yourself. And now you're asking me. Mastering is the final stage of audio production, the process of putting the finishing touches on a song by enhancing the overall sound, creating consistency, dot dot dot. Mastering is just the finishing touches. I was trying to describe it to a friend yesterday that does not make music, and I was saying if production is molding together like clay hands, mixing would be getting those fingertips to interlock, and then mastering securely holds that in so it is a perfect handhold. It's tight, it's snug, it looks good. It's perfect. With music, same thing. You're going to produce all the things, you're going to mix them together, make sure those mesh accordingly, and mastering is just locking that down, making it loud, making it clear, and making it sound good in every place. If the mix is bad, the master is going to be bad. If the production is bad, the master is going to be bad. So, I don't want to place too much emphasis on it. Also, again, I'm not a pro level mastering. I just do this basically as a hobby. I'm too broke to start doing this. I'm too broke to start paying people. I bet you are too. So let's see if we can do this just as good or close enough to pass. So I started with a gain. I always start with -10 gain. The reason I do that is because I use SonarWorks at the top of my chain. Right now they're actually set to my Eve audio speakers, and that just helps me out. So I just like to boost it here. There's a little bit of like some safety feature you can use that'll help cut the decibel range, but it makes it too quiet for me. So I took that off, boosted it all the way, but I still like to have that on there just in case. I don't want to overload my speakers. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. I started out with FabFilter Pro Q3. For the most part, I was not doing massive cuts. I did about a 1 dB cut here, but I did use the dynamic function of Pro Q3 and did use up to about 4 or 5 dB of gain reduction depending on the frequency, but that's only when it was overloading that certain set of frequencies. So I really didn't want to try and take away from the song too often. I also boosted pretty heavily right here around 31, 33 for it's a 1 dB boost, but this is mastering, so 1 to 3 dB is normally pretty considerable, which is why I have the chart set so fine. From there, we went on to the multiband. I just wanted to boost 2 dB on the first band. I had it go from, let's see, 319 hertz to 3150. So the magic is in the mid range, and that is always true. So I wanted to compress this a little bit, and I wanted to boost it a little bit as well. Sorry for the pause. I put a magic lantern on this old Canon, and I'm not quite sure if it's working out. It had stopped the recording halfway through. Let's keep going. So I threw on the FabFilter Pro DS, the Deesser. I don't always have this on, but I decided to for this one. I threw it from around 7.2 kilohertz to 12.37. This is fairly middle of the road settings. I wasn't trying to do anything too aggressive, just tame some of that mid-high to high mid. I don't know, just that area, just little subtle things. I really wasn't doing a ton. From there, I threw on Saturn 2, which is just some saturation plugin, and I threw in different amounts depending on the band. So this one was from 131 hertz to 655. It's just a warm tape at 41%, so it did add something. The biggest thing I did was try and warm that up around that frequency range, as well as from the 5269 I added some more warm tape at 45%, which is a little bit more aggressive. So then this mid-high area, which is still rather large, was from 655 hertz to 5269 hertz. I added 31%. So again, just fairly subtle stuff, nothing that's supposed to be like blowing everything out of the water. So then what did I do? I decided to throw on two FabFilter Pro L2s, the limiters, and I boosted it for the majority of it right here on this first one. It was just getting the peaks. And as you can see, like it's actually boosting so much that it's overloading the computer. So as you can see, these are the two mastering limiters side by side. Before I continue, if this is bringing you any value, it's just interesting, or it's fun to learn a little bit more about how I end up mastering, please like this video, hit that subscribe button, and if you have any questions, I would love to share at least the way that I do it. It might not be the correct way, but I'm always trying to learn. So, if you are too, come with me, hit that subscribe button, and we'll learn together. So on the first limiter, I had a fairly quick attack, 67.4 milliseconds, release at 400, 1.47 millisecond look ahead. I boosted it really high. So this limiter, this first one, is doing the majority of the work, and that's not bad. That was my goal, because the second one is really slow and has a fairly quick release as well, and has no look ahead. I barely boosted it because I didn't need to, and the whole point of that is to treat it more like a compressor. Could I have thrown on a compressor plugin? Yes. Why didn't I? Don't know, but that's what I did. So they're both peaking at around the same spot. Let's see if I can get past this. And the second one is actually peaking a lot more, but it's letting more of that transient through because I have such a slow attack time, which was kind of the goal. So we're going to compare a before and after. I'll try and level match that as best I can, and we'll see if this is even worth talking about. So if this video brought you any value, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comment, and if you have any suggestions. I always like learning and hearing the opinions of others and why they go ahead and do the things that they do. That could help the people that are watching the video as well. So feel free to comment, critique, give me suggestions. We're all just trying to do this creatively together, and that's what it's about. As always, toodle-oodle, my dudes. I don't know if any of you guys have used Magic Lantern in the past, but on the 60D, I tried to ramp up my bit rate from the like stock to, I think it had something like 1.4 because 1 was the average, and then there was like this Q factor. -14 was like really good, but it also said in parentheses, don't pick that one because it's like too CPU heavy. Well, I picked 12 and 1.3, which is a lot, and then it was overloading my camera. So hopefully these both look good, and OBS actually recorded the audio correctly for my own microphone. But yeah. Okay, bye.